Hey guys, Uncle Jay. Recently, a friend of mine in the Discord asked me, Jay, high fives and boners. How'd you come up with that? What's the story behind that? Well, I'll tell you right now. This took place, the birth of high fives and boners took place probably, I'm gonna be 50 fucking years old soon. I was probably 29 when high fives and boners originated. It was in the highlight of me as a pro wrestler working for the Empire Wrestling Federation in Southern California for Jesse Hernandez, who's the Yoda of pro wrestling. Like this guy, he's the best trainer, no doubt about it. And I remember during there's some talk at the wrestling class afterwards when everybody's packing up and stuff, and Jesse said he's like, some of you guys need to really like branch out and go check out other locker rooms and do shows for other promoters and see how they work and see what it's like working for somebody other than me. Because Jesse ran a lot of shows out of Covina and stuff and in different places. But he said, you guys really need to branch out and just see what it's like outside of here. And it's good advice because you get your name out there and you meet new people and see how their events are like and stuff like that. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe that's a really good idea. And there was a lot of lucha libre shows out there, and so I asked Jesse about it. I'm like, can you kind of show some lucha stuff? And he's like, sure. So in a lot lucha libre, it's like wrestling left-handed, like everything's on the opposite side, and it's very difficult and challenging. I mean, you have like the Japanese strong style, Canadian stuff, but the lucha stuff, it's definitely an art form, and I'm a horrible artist when it comes to wrestling lucha. I suck at it. It's amazing though, and so we started getting the hang of it, a few of us, and some guys are already good at it, but anyway, so there's an establishment called Playa Papagayos, a traditional Mexican place, and they wanted lucha wrestling there. So Jesse started doing some shows there, and he asked me to work one of the shows with this guy Vision, American wrestler dude, and I had a lot of matches with Vision, and Bobby Bradley was the booker, and he said, all right, well, you guys got 15 minutes, just go out there and do it. And we're like, all right, whatever. So we went out there, and let's get close to 15 minutes, and Vision hit me with his finisher, 1, 2, 3, and yay. And then Bobby was walking by the ring. He's like, idiots, it's 2 out of 3. And I'm like, what? He's like, it's luchas. I'm like, oh my God, that's what, all lucha matches are best 2 out of 3? And so Adam picks me up, Vision, and we lock up again. He's like, what the hell are we going to do? I'm like, I don't know. Our time's up. We need to get out of here. Just give me roll me up in a small package and let's go. So that's what he did. And so match was over. And I still had a lot more to learn as far as lucha shows goes. Lucha wrestling. So I wanted to learn a little bit more of that. And Jesse is friends with a guy named Kiss, who's a lucha promoter and out there in central LA. He runs little shows and stuff, and nice guy. And Jesse said, hey, if you want to do some shows for Kiss, you could head out there. And I'm like, all right. So this other guy I was going to pro wrestling school with, Alex Kozlov, he's a Russian guy. Great look, great wrestler, nice dude. And so we went out there to do a couple matches, a couple shows for Kiss. And we get in the locker room, and nobody spoke English. And my Spanish is fucking horrible. And there's a lot of these minis, little people, wrestlers. You can't call them midgets anymore. But, it's just professional courtesy. You go around, introduce yourself, shake everybody's hand. And there's this one mini. He was dressed up like a little Porky Pig. And I said, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name's Jay. And he's went, oink, oink. So Alex and I are just, we're getting dressed, and we're talking about our match and shit. And for some fucking reason, these minis love walking around the locker room naked. And it wasn't just at Kiss's promotion. There are other shows I work with where there's minis, little people. And there's at least one of them that walk around naked with his dick out and shit. I don't know why, but they like doing that. And I'm lacing up my boots next to Alex, and one of them walks by naked with his elevator button out, goes across the locker room to another one that's getting dressed, and the guy that's sitting down hands him a beer, and the one that's naked, I walked over, he grabbed it, and he's like, ah, and they're like all happy and stuff, and they like high-fived each other. And they're all excited and just drinking beer and fucking naked and shit. And I looked at Alex, I'm like, fucking high fives and boners in here, huh? And he just started fucking laughing. And we got in the ring. And the ring felt a little stiff to me, just walking in it. So Alex and I lock up, and we're doing some hold-to-hold stuff, and he starts getting over on me, and he picks me up, slams me down. And it felt like I got slammed on cement. It hurt so fucking bad. I yelled. I'm like, fuck! And he picks me up, and I get up, and I immediately cut him off. And, which wasn't in, what we planned out. And I just start working him a little bit, and I pick him up, and I slam him, and he yells out. And I pick him up, and I said, Alex, this is a boxing ring. He's like, oh, shit. So, as far as like the suplexes and shit like that goes, like that was out the door. We were just doing like a lot of arm drags and running around and shit like that. Like fucking tennis balls in the ring. And match was over. We get back in the locker room, and yeah, again the minis were fucking like the ones that were done for the show, like they were dressing down and naked again and and all that shit. But, yeah, so I went into my wrestling bag, and I found my old lucha gimmick. Here's my old singlet that I had, and here's a pair of trunks that I wore over the singlet. On the back it says 100% Mexican, and I fucking look about as Hispanic as Larry Bird. And on the front it says Dos Manos. That means both hands. Right over my junk. And here's my mask. I got this from Handsome Johnny Starr. You guys will love this one. I remember I put this mask on after I got out of the shower and walked into the bedroom. I was just naked like one of those minis wearing this mask. And my wife's like, no. The mask stays off. I'm like, fuck. Come on, don't be funny. But she wasn't having it. But there you go. Wow. So yeah, there's my El Delicioso gimmick. So, yeah, and ever since that, it was just like kind of a saying like, of like celebration and brotherhood and good times. And it just kind of carried over and it went into the other things. And like, oh my God, Jay, how you been? High fives and boners. And it just kind of carried over into life in that way. But it all started at that lucha show with those little guys fucking just walking around naked and drinking beer and high-fiving each other. Did they have boners? I wasn't looking. Oh, fucking hope not. Can you imagine walking around a fucking locker room naked with a boner? Jesus, Palomino. Alright guys, high fives and boners. I hope you enjoyed that story of the origin of my little famous saying there. And yeah, hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will catch you later. Check out my shit down below, my Twitch, all that stuff. I'm probably going to hop on Twitch here in just a sec, play some Friday the 13th or something. Stop by, say hi, check it out. And I do have a cameo too if you want to do that. So, alright guys, see ya. Where's my thing at? Bye. Ugh.